Happy Mother's Day to all of you terrific moms out there. We thank you so much for sharing part of your special day with us here on Weekends with Whitney. Coming up on this morning's show, these P13 vintage planes are harder to find than ever, but we found one just for you, and we'll take you up in it to see things like you never have before. Plus, check this out, Baton Rouge's newest craze, why folks are jumping all over it, and how you can too at any age. And a special treat for Mom. It's one of the best desserts I've ever had. We're going to show you how Chef Justin McVeigh makes backwoods moonshine pecan bread pudding. And hats off to Breck, how they put some real giddy up into their first ever Kentucky Derby party, and why it'll be even bigger next year. But first, history flying by. One look to the sky and you might see a jet, a helicopter, even a drone, or you could see a valuable piece of history. The PT-13 was used as a training aircraft in World War II. Today, there are fewer than 1,000 left in all the world. But if you look up into the sky, you might just see one around South Louisiana. This is a Steerman PT-13. It was usually the first airplane a pilot would fly when training in World War II. It's rugged, forgiving, and a good teacher. This 64-year-old beauty now belongs to Baton Rouge plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Stevens.
It was kind of like owning a little piece of history.
He started flying as a teenager.
I started flying probably when I was in high school, taking lessons with some of the local guys around town. Eddie Dufford was kind of when people think about taking flying lessons, his name comes up all the time. And so we started flying at a young age.
But it was always the Steerman biplane he loved flying most. It does loops and beautiful aerobatics. This is the plane airshow performers and those daring wing walkers just love.
If you're going to be in an air accident, if you will, I mean, this is probably the safest airplane you can be in. It's built so sturdy and it flies so slow.
Most Steermans survived the war and were sold as surplus for as little as $500. Some were turned into prized crop dusters and are still used today. The most iconic movie scene with a Steerman is Cary Grant being chased by one in North by Northwest. For Anthony, not only is this a piece of history, it's living history. He loves taking veterans, like 91-year-old Jerry Zelmer, who worked with these planes in the war, back into the air.
Seeing the old pilots and hearing the old stories, and I just love hearing those World War II stories. And so when you fly to an airport, you can be next to the biggest jet in the world, but this thing, people are going to come crowd around. You're going to hear all the old stories of all the military guys.
This PT-13 keeps history alive.
That's the best part about flying, I think, is sharing it with someone. Coming down here flying by myself, I'll do that every now and then, but it's much more fun taking somebody that's never been up, especially in an open cockpit, or a warplane, and, taking them out flying.
He also uses his plane to help raise money for local charities. In fact, Kim won a chance to fly in it at a silent auction. So today, she gets her prize. Anthony is as cautious about flying as he is with surgery, as meticulous with his plane as he is with his patients. It's just back from North Carolina after a 2-year total refurbishment.
Every nut bolt on the entire airplane was taken apart and redone, reclad, all put on stainless.
Time to wind her up, literally.
They are radial engines and the cylinders are on the bottom, okay? Oil collects in the bottom of the cylinders, or can. And what you want to make sure is that you don't have oil trapped in the bottom of the cylinders. And so you'll see on old war movies and the carriers, you'll see the guys turn these props through, okay?
And you have to do that too?
You turn, yeah, because it's a radial engine. And so you feel for the compression, you make sure that it doesn't have a hydraulic lock, right? Because if you had a hydraulic lock and you were to crank it, the whole cylinder would come off the engine, which would be bad.
But one last check on the winds.
016 Zulu, weather, wind 090 at 5, visibility.
So it's getting better.
If it's too windy, it could end badly. They've calmed, so they get ready for takeoff.
So can I move this, or is that steering?
Clear prop.
The PT-13 symbolizes the golden era of aviation. The pilot flies from the back using a classic instrument panel, a real joystick, all in an open cockpit. So Kim gets the front view all to herself, although until they're in the air, neither can see much ahead of them. Anthony has to taxi using a constant series of zigzags or S-turns just to see what's in front of him. The tail wheel has no steering, so he makes those turns using the main wheel brakes. It's a lot more work than most planes, but a lot more fun too. Now, time for the best part. The PT-13's maximum speed is about 100 miles an hour. As she makes her ascent, the world melts away and the sky opens up. Now, back down to earth. But I think Kim's head is still in the clouds.
It was amazing. We knew when you take off, just that feeling of, here we go.
Kim says the flight was sheer tranquility.
It's real freeing, it's real quiet.
The true love is this airplane.
But Anthony has another one. 6 people can fly in it. But he says piloting the two is like night and day.
If you look in this one's all glass cockpit. It's like flying a video game. It's synthetic vision. So when you fly it, it looks like you're flying a video game. And even when you get on the center line of that runway, it has all the lines in the runway. The airplane nowadays with all the software is so sophisticated, the autopilot will fly it to the ground. I mean,
So I really could maybe fly an airplane one day.
well, you could. I mean, literally, these airplanes are very easy to fly.
Way
You know.
easier than that.
And, you know, flying an airplane is a lot like I think of like anesthesia, okay? It's easy when you're in flight and cruise, right? Not much to do, sit back, read, sleep, whatever, okay? Not really.
Well, now you're the pilot. Well, we hope.
Well, it's all about the landing and it's all about takeoff. And same thing with anesthesia. It's the going to sleep and it's the waking up.
He feels flying the Skyway is safer than the highway.
Flying today is probably much safer, I think, than driving in good weather.
Flying the PT-13, though, is the pinnacle. Toying around in it, rolling, doing aerobatics, well, it just wasn't in the cards for us this week because the weather just wouldn't cooperate. But Anthony promised Kim that next time the weather is ripe, he will take her up to do just that. And we will be sure to take you along with us. And coming up, as Weekends with Whitney continues. Jumping for joy, why Area 51 is all the rage. And backwoods moonshine pecan bread pudding. Chef Justin shows us how it's done. And Derby Day in a whole new way, right after this.
your Buick GMC. Your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
This segment brought to you by our friends at Wayne Stabler Companies. Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. Wouldn't it be great to just let your hair down like a kid again some days? Or how about going on a great company team building exercise and getting to fly on a trapeze or throwing dodgeballs at your boss? Well, that such place just opened in Baton Rouge, and it has a lot of folks jumping for joy.
Might as well jump! Go ahead and jump! Get it in, jump!
This is Baton Rouge's newest park, Area 51. It's a cutting-edge entertainment, fitness, and sports facility. Here you can release your inner kangaroo and bounce around on a field of more than 60 interconnected top-of-the-line trampolines. That's 10,000 square feet. There are even angled wall trampolines. You can swing on a trapeze, yet fall safely into a foam pit. Get some serious air on the dunk coops. Try an aerial obstacle course. Experience their launching pads and take dodgeball to a whole new level. When Michael Tarwater heard about it, he jumped right on over.
One of my friends came here and they were just like, yeah, dude, you got to check it out. And we came and it was a blast. It was a bunch of fun.
Word has spread mostly on social media and word of mouth. In its first week, Cole Hawley was here almost every day.
Me and my buddies, we saw this last week, and this is our 5th time here.
How did you see it? They've only been open 6 days.
Twitter. We saw it on Twitter, and then we saw a picture, and it was like, we got to go to this because it looked really fun.
It's the first extreme trampoline park in our area. General Manager Aaron Rucker says folks love it.
It's been fantastic. We had a stellar opening weekend. We sold out for about 5 to 7 of our time segments, and they're half-hour time segments. So the response from the public has been very, very solid, and we're very pleased with that.
Being here makes you want to jump right in. So we did.
Fun, so fun. I'm a little scared. Woo! I'm good. Soft landing.
It's funny, everyone, says, well, this is like a kid's activity, and there's truth to that. We get a lot of teenagers and a lot of college students, but we get a lot of parents that come in and say, oh, I'm not jumping, and then by the end, they bought a ticket for themselves too, so it happens quite often, yeah.
It might look a bit dangerous, but it's surprisingly safe.
They got foam everywhere. You're not going to get hurt if you come here.
Yeah, you're pretty daring up there. That kind of scared me.
Yeah, that was fun. I had people around. I was like, got to try something. It was fun.
I had a little slip up there. I was afraid you were going to plate your face in that wall.
That was the only scary thing.
We're actually at 0.2% injury rates in indoor trampoline parks. We're padded all over the place. We're a lot safer than an outdoor trampoline in your backyard. And the bottom line is, if you follow our rules that we set forth, and if you stay within your physical limitations and you're safe and careful, you'll be just fine.
As you can see, some folks are more daring than others, but everyone gets a good workout and a good time. You are sweating, and
It's exhausting.
Is it really?
It's so exhausting.
And you're a football player,
Yeah,
so
I am.
you're used to workout. Is
Yeah.
it harder than that?
Sometimes it is, yeah.
The hardest part is often getting out of the foam pit. This really is as fun as it looks. Trampoline parks are popping up everywhere. 8 years ago, there were just 7 in the country. Today, those numbers have jumped to more than 200. The owner of Area 51 believed in Baton Rouge.
LSU's a big part of that. We love the SEC schools. The fan base there and the people and the community surrounding those type of schools is very active, very amazing, great people. We've had success in those markets, and we thought we'd give it a run with Baton Rouge, and so far, we're grateful we have.
Soon, they're going to start a 51 fitness class that promises to burn 1,000 calories an hour. Now, they're located on the Grove Avenue, which is behind the Mall of Louisiana. Tickets to jump are $13 an hour or $20 if you want to do for 2 hours. But remember, it is a bit strenuous. Your first time, you might just want to try 1 hour. Well, coming up as Weekends with Whitney continues. How to make bread pudding even better. I didn't know it was possible, but I know now. how Stabs makes its backwood moonshine pecan bread pudding after this. Discover your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors. With 10,000 square feet of inspired interiors, it's easy to bring beauty home. Create a unique interior that reflects your exterior. Translate what you love into where you live. For 60 years, Dixon Smith has refined the art of style, space, and comfort. You're a work of art. Your home should be too. Embrace your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors in the heart of Baton Rouge. Discover Dixon.
Give the gift of fine dining. Wayne Stabler Companies is offering one card for four. Le Creole, The Little Village, Stabs Steak and Seafood. 4 sizzling restaurants, one card.
This morning we're in the kitchen at Stabs in Central, and if you have not been here, it is such a beautiful restaurant, and everything on the menu is just perfect. But the perfect ending to any meal, of course, is a great dessert. And Justice McVeigh, executive chef, is going to show us how they do something that the name alone had me interested. I said, we got to do this. What do we have this morning?
Okay, we have our bread pudding, but instead of doing a white chocolate, which we offer, we came up with a backwoods pecan pie moonshine liqueur topping.
Okay, you have to see this. Backwoods moonshine pecan pie liqueur.
All right, we're gonna put some ice cream.
Okay.
And then take our sauce.
Ooh, is that what?
That's the moonshine.
Oh.
And then we add some candied pecans.
Delicious.
Oh, fresh one.
Ah. How do you make the sauce?
Well, we take some of the moonshine liqueur and reduce it down with brown sugar and butter.
Oh. Wow. So, simple ingredients. We're going to see how it tastes. There are a few words. They won't even come out. This is phenomenal. I love bread pudding, but this sauce is way better than a white chocolate sauce. Wow, good job. You came up with this yourself?
No, actually, some of my crew came up with this, so, you know.
Good job.
Good
job, team effort. All right. Well, thanks so much. This alone is worth the drive. Let's plus everything else on the menu.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Much more. Weekends with Whitney coming up right after this. Discover your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors. With 10,000 square feet of inspired interiors, it's easy to bring beauty home. Create a unique interior that reflects your exterior. Translate what you love into where you live. For 60 years, Dixon Smith has refined the art of style, space, and comfort. You're a work of art. Your home should be too. Embrace your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors in the heart of Baton Rouge. Discover Dixon. Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. A special hats off this morning to Breck. They held their first ever Kentucky Derby party last weekend at the Far Park Horse Park. Now, a lot of organizations, really great organizations, have done Derby parties through the years. The Junior League, the LSU Vet School, but none of them ever stayed around more than just a few years. I'm hoping this one will, because Baton Rouge deserves a big Kentucky Derby party. It has great potential. First of all, it was at a horse park. Second, they had great food, drinks, and a big screen to watch all the races that day. They even had some fun races of their own. It wasn't exactly the run for the roses. This one had dice and a little luck thrown into the mix. Perform your best trot around the ring! Woo! But some did have to run or trot to stay in the race. And while it looks easy, well, if racing wasn't your thing, not to worry. You could sport around in your big hat or beautiful bow tie and win a contest for that too. And if you like tooting your own horn, even better. This one came down to a showdown. 3 finalists had to play their best reveille on a plastic bugle. Kim was one of the finalists.
Do I need to confirm with the judges? I think we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Breck Superintendent Carolyn McKnight says this Derby Day was like winning the trifecta.
This is an incredible showing, guys. This is awesome. Dale Ozan and Brandon Smith and Melissa and all of the staff at Breck to make things happen every day. Thank you, guys. This is so creative. This is exactly what we are about at Breck. Creating opportunities for people to enjoy themselves, to experience leisure opportunities like this.
They say they're on track to do it again next year, so pencil in the first Saturday in May if you'd like to join in. Well, earlier this week, Kim told me to go fly a kite. So I said, you go fly a kite. Well, she really meant go fly a kite. She said that would be a great closer on this Mother's Day, you know, the beauty of a kite flying in the sky. We had some really nice windy days here for South Louisiana. So I thought, yeah, we can get that 60 seconds of video knocked out in 30 minutes. Well, it mushroomed. And I guess it's our own stubbornness, or maybe it's just our tenacity. But nonetheless, we were going to get a kite in flight. It will probably give you some great ideas on what not to do. Have a great Mother's Day, everyone. Thanks for spending it here with us on Weekends with Whitney. Hope to see you back here again next week.
All right, go girl. She's walking her kite. Tree. Hey, if we went on the kayak, we could probably do it. We're waiting on the wind. The boom.
All right.
Oh, Tree, right first round. Oh, gee.
It's good wind now. You're like, come on. Let me try.
Nah. Looks so much fun you can't stand it, Kate.
My turn?
Dodge the trees. Miss Whitney.
You ready? Got it? Let's go!
All we need to do is get it high. Oh, wow. Oh. Run! Oh, good. So do we get the kayak or do we think we'll fall in?
Oh, in the spring. Got it.
It's dumb and dumb. It's dumb and dumb. Oh, God.
We're gonna find a way yet, right?
Right.
You're gonna be in charge of kayak, in charge of boat. Boy, that's the way to put out an eye.
Ow.
Sorry. It's a little bit of a gash. Doesn't look too deep though.
Is that bleeding underneath? Any blood? Yeah.
Yeah. Help! Sorry, I saw my chance. Oh shoot. Oh crap. I'm sorry.
That'll test the friendship, all right.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, are we finally getting it?
We're getting it.
Paddling in this direction, I think is good.
Oh shoot. Come on now.
Oh, I'm trying to pedal faster.
Paddle. Okay, it's not over yet.
Famous last words.
What's she?
She just can't help herself.
I know, all right. Caught around the pedals.
Oh, seriously. Ain't nothing easy.
There.
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just surprised I didn't go in. Let the girl with the broken finger get out of the water.
I'm just moving stuff out for you.
Yeah.
So we'll just get out in the middle. It's all about the kites. Okay, that's a lot of wind up here. Looks like you're going backwards. Like you're standing on it backwards. You're standing on it backwards. She don't need her medicine. There's no control.
Yeah.
I'll hand you the kite to lift up. We'll know. It'll just take off that way. Just go out and go paddle out there. Well, with a gush of wind, we'll take it. You paddle real fast, you can pull me. Okay, no wind just yet. Hey, you know what? It might be an even. You know what we should do, maybe? Let's get on one paddle, on one board, and then somebody paddles and somebody does that. I know. But we'll be sitting down, we won't try to stand up. I just want to see if it'll work. All right. We are in position. Any wind at all. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Here comes some wind. Just up. Just up. I'm ready. Darn it. Recovery. If I can just get it going. Just trying to get the string untied. Okay. Oops. There she goes. Rope burn. Make it at least go the right side up. Yeah, this is the position. There's some wind. There's a lot of wind right now. Can you just throw it up there? Catch it! Catch it! A stick came out. Maybe that's why it wouldn't go. I'm ready. Oh. Darn it. wish they made one without strings. If I get going real fast. You want us to like leave a little bit towards me so that when we do get it, a better shot with you holding. Wait, it's stuck on this thing. I'm ready. Okay, let's try something different.
We're not giving up yet.
It's all up in the grill. Takes two. Power two.
Oh my gosh. I'll take it. There has got to be a way.
It's Dumb and Dumber sometimes.
Sometimes. Wouldn't believe what it takes to bring you the show.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could see it, you'd appreciate it.
Some call us two girls and a camera, but sometimes we call ourselves Dumb and Dumber.
This was a good idea.
Wish I had a harness on.
What we have. Don't slam on the brakes. Steady she goes.
There she goes.
I guess I was the problem. I hate you.
That's awesome, right?
Aww.
See rain clouds. I sure don't want to Benjamin Franklin into it.
I know. Got a minute?
More trees. More trees.
Okay.
Make her fly.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, we're coming to a break.
Okay, great. I'll let her out some. Okay, she's out a little bit. Oh, look at that.